Greetings once again and welcome to the Gaming Codex, a show right here to explain to you all the various terms and words used to describe video games in the video games industry, and today's term is that of streamer bait. And what exactly would that be? Well, according to a general definition, it is a game that is created specifically to offer the player opportunities to react in entertaining ways, rather than actual substance or engagement. This species of game showed up in the last decade, and it's based entirely on the idea that a streamer, a person who will stream a video game over the internet through YouTube, Twitch, DLive, or whatever other things are available for streaming, will quite often choose something that will elicit a reaction from them, which will entertain the audience, usually composed of 10-year-old male children. That is why the majority of streamer bait games usually involve a high difficulty, in the sense that you will die constantly in ridiculous ways, or just have a high degree of frustration as to seem like the person playing is punished and is therefore funny to watch, especially if that person then overacts and overplays everything. These games are also known as beauty bait, a lot of them being popularized by noted YouTube reason for why the service shouldn't exist, PewDiePie. That's not to say that streamer bait games are inherently bad. Some of them, as a byproduct of them actually being good, they're being engaging and entertaining, make for great experiences on a stream. For example, the Magicka games. These are games where if you play them in co-op mode, you will inevitably accidentally murder your friends or be murdered by them in very creative and explosive ways. That is fun to watch, and it is also fun to play. Now, what is the popular definition of streamer bait? Well, that would be, that game looks great, I should buy. Oh, it sucks. But the reality is that a lot of streamer bait games do in fact suck. They are made just so some idiot with a face cam can scream like he has no formal upbringing, no relation to human civilization, like he was just some animal raised in the woods to scream at the moon. The kind of person that will be attracted to games that are essentially horrible, disgusting, downright revolting, rely on cheap jump scares, on very, very cheap ideas like, oh, genitals, ew, or saying mean words, farts, the lowest possible common denominator among people with no taste. And there is the expectation that once enough people watch that game being played on stream, they will, even though they're 10 years old, or 12 at best, then buy the game because they have parents with very, very poor judgment, which leads us to the marketing definition, and that would be the only way to sell a truly horrible game. People will quite often buy these games because they see them played on stream by someone that they follow, usually someone that's built a cult of personality, someone that probably screams more than they talk, someone that should probably not be allowed on the internet, but in an uncivilized world like this they are, and they shape the minds of children everywhere, and their expectations of video games are shaped by these games. But if it's something like Magicka, yeah, that's no problem. Magicka's a great game. Even Outlast, as repetitive and dull it becomes, has a couple of good moments at the beginning. Then there are things that are just horrible, atrocious, and they become what some people believe games should be, to the point where it becomes impossible to give them an actual game, like Planescape Torment, and expect them to be able to understand it, because let's face it, education isn't really that functional these days. Then again, it doesn't always mean that these games will sell well. One reason being that we're talking about 10-year-olds that don't necessarily have the money to buy all the games that they are seeing their favorite streamers scream about. And also because there's been an explosion of these kinds of games in recent years, to the point where the big streamers can't really play them all, so a bunch of them will just fade away into obscurity, leaving the developer, usually a very, very small team or a single individual, with no actual way to monetize their game because it is fundamentally awful. So closes another page of the Gaming Codex. Come back next time and we will talk about a brand new subject. Goodbye.